there, this is it, lesson number 4. I'm Colin Daniel from riffninja.com, and we're here to increase your power of creativity for songwriting and chord progressions. And this is the final lesson. This is it. You graduate after this lesson. Okay, so we covered 1, 4, 5, relative major and minor in our first lesson. In our second lesson, we covered steps to fifth. In our third lesson, we covered the missing chord to complete our chord progression in any key. All of these examples and these rules that I've given you, these little counting rules, the 1, the 4, and the 5, right, can be applied in any key, not just the one key that I've given you the example in, all right? And all those ideas can be interchanged and mixed and used to create a unique chord progression of your own. Although, don't think you're going to create anything that hasn't been done already, because everything's been done already, and it's just a matter of how we approach it, because all those changes were covered a long time ago, before you and I were ever born. The secret now is the rhythm behind it and how you choose timing-wise to change between the chords. That's the unique part of it. So that's the reason why I mentioned Is This Love by Bob Marley, because it's such a good example of applying the relative major and minor chords. For example, in his verse, the main part of the song, and there's a few rhythm quirks and things, and I don't want to get into that, because this isn't a transpose where I'm transposing the exact way he played it. What I'm trying to get you to do is get your mind going on the idea so you can create your own thing, right? So you see, Bob, he used an F sharp minor, a D major, and an A major for his main part in the verse, right? And there's a cool thing that happens when he gets to the A. He uses a G sharp minor. Why is that? Because I was talking to you about it earlier. If we're in the key of F sharp minor, think about it for a second. Its relative major is A major, okay? If we're in the key of A major is the 8 or the 1. G sharp minor would be the 7, and F sharp would be the 6. So it's actually an 8, 7, 6. That's that chord that I told you that should be like G diminished, but it's way too dark for this type of music. So instead it was substituted with a G sharp minor. Again, I'm going to warn you that the classical musician that's stuck in the mud with this theory will tell you that this is incorrect. But it's not, because it happens in tons of songs, and here's one example. And guess what? It sounds pleasant to the ear, and there is a deep technical explanation to it, but I'm not getting into it today. So you see, for the verse, Bob did this. Those are the chords, right? F sharp minor to the D major, to the A major, to the G sharp minor, and back to the F sharp. Now, depending on how knowledgeable you are with your scales and your chords, I would relate Is This Love to F sharp minor, because the F sharp minor appears tons and it resolves every time back, meaning it returns back to the F sharp minor. But you could relate it in either A major or F sharp minor, because they're relative, but I say it's more F sharp minor, right? Again, you know, so F sharp is 1 now in the key of F sharp minor. Then what's D? Well, F, G, A, B, C, D. So now D is the 6, right? It's not the relative minor anymore. It's a major chord, which is relative to F sharp minor. But this is F sharp minor 6 chord is a D major. The A, F sharp to G to A. That's the 3 chord. So if you were relating it to F sharp minor, it would go 1, 6, 3, 2, 1. If you're relating it in the key of A major, then your F sharp is a 6, which would make more sense mathematically or theoretically to relate it that way, just so you can visualize it a little better. Because I talked about this chord progression earlier, and I'm just trying to make that point now. It's like this is F sharp minor, so that's 6. This is D major, that's the 4. This is the 1, or the 8. This is the 7, and back to the 6. Wonderful. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so those are some good examples of applying in a chord progression. And in his chorus part, and there's all kinds of little groups of scale movement. Because this is a scale movement, a chorus scale movement. This is 8, 7, 6, right? Well, when he gets to the chorus, he uses a C sharp minor 7th and a B minor 7th, which is a substitute for just the straight minors. And then there's a spot where they do this climb up. Well, there's the chord scale again, just starting from, if you're in the key of A major, you'd be starting from the 2. If you think you're in the key of F sharp minor, you're starting from the 4, because F sharp minor to B minor is 4. So if that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, and that's 7. If you're in the key of F sharp minor. If you were in the key of A major, that'd be 2, 3, 4, 5. And then back to 2 and 3, or 3 and 2, should I say. You know, so he does the first time. The second time he goes. And then from there, and to the F sharp minor, and this is where that run comes in. How many sections of the chord scale are used in that song? Well, 3. 3 blatantly obvious ones. There's a really good example of how to use, and you know what? It uses all 7 chords in the key of A major or F sharp minor. The chords would be A major, D major, and E major, relative minor, F sharp minor, B minor, and C sharp minor, and your one outside chord, the 7th chord, would have to be a G sharp, because in A major, your 7's going to be a G sharp, because A major is a tonic, right? And that's your mystery chord, the one that you can't figure out using your 1-4-5 formula. Okay, I hope this has really helped. And if you like this style of teaching and you'd like to learn a lot more, you should come to the Riff Ninja site and check it out, because I got a lot more to offer. Other than that, I hope I've helped you out and you've enhanced your chord writing and your songwriting skills. We'll see you next time. This is Colin Daniel from Riff Ninja. Over and out.